So hi guys, today I'm just gonna talk about what I learned today. The main topic is today is the this, the service worker. Um, I'm just gonna try to explain uh, why we trying to use the service worker. We trying to use WASM, so it's just a WebAssembly, and there's like P. I don't know how to pronounce it, but there's something as a library as like this. So we're trying to implement the Python code execution feature, but the thing is that this this kind of library isn't really compatible with the Next.js. I didn't figure out why because I wasn't able to study it, but I think it's because the WASM is not really library itself. I believe it's kind of like those kind of um, not library. It's a language itself, but it's to put this kind of WASM in Next.js is kind of it's, it could be, but installing WASM library is kind of uh, you could do it, but there's so many boilerplate. I trying to search it, but there's so many boilerplate. So uh, so what we just trying to do is using CDN rather than installing this kind of Python library. Use CDN to get it. But that is really simple. But the thing is that the using CDN via link, uh, uh, GS CDN link is not not really good because it could be very easy, but the thing is that you have to get these resources from the server. CDN is actually a static server, so you really have to get from the CDN, and that has to be some kind of problem because um, the user the user expects my our web application to instantly show it. If there's loading and if there's some kind of loading issue, user will leave our website. So there should be optimization of it. But the code execution feature has to be prioritized because the CDN is because the code execution this executing this code WASM has to be really has to be like importing fast rather than other UI because but the prioritizing the CDN is kind of hard because first of all you have to wait for wait for this wait for uh, you really get these resources, and also you have to care about the refresh issue. So our strategy to handle this kind of stuff is first of all using cache control. So this CDN, when we're trying to get from the CDN, it the response is actually it's just a resource. We put the cache control. Uh, I think max age is gonna be a year. Uh, immutable and what else? Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. I think there's more, but I forgot it. So we put cache control to uh, to prevent the cache to prevent the cache has be expired. And next step we're gonna do is using service worker. So service worker is just like the thing in the browser. Uh, so you can cache in the service worker, and the service worker is just the how to say it's just these some kind of like web API, not web API exactly. It's just like um, the feature on the browser, but if you cache it using on the service worker, it doesn't cache it on the HTTP application layer of it. Example, uh, if you look at so if you have experience about studying network layers, um, there are like application and TCP layer, transport layer, And also there's like network layer, and there's like bunch of things. And those and application layer, the HTTP is actually application layer, and TCP is the transport layer. And the service worker cache is embedded in the network layer. So, so the good thing is that when we put the service worker cache in the network layer, um, we don't have to really care about this HTTP cache or so. Or we could care, but when we're trying to give requests, you're going the network layer to bottom to top. When you give a request, it is the bottom to top, but when you get a response, is top to bottom. So when bottom to top, you just have to fetch the uh, you just have to use this cached value from the network layer rather than reading the HTTP layer, the cache on the HTTP, because HTTP cache on the application layer, you don't have to care about it. If there's no cache on the network layer, service worker, you just have to read the HTTP cache control. But if there's like cache value on it, we're gonna use this value as importing wasn't POD or whatever, rather than manually importing CDN. But that kind of process um, has to be uh, has to be done if only the CDN has to be first initialized. Um, what do you mean by that? This even cache control and service worker, uh, it gonna be work if we trying to get resources from the CDN. If there's not, we cannot use this kind of cache strategy. At the first time, we're not gonna use this. We're not gonna import this kind of CDN, the PO2 CDN link at the execution page of it. When user goes to the landing page, we're gonna import this CDN PO2 library PO2 link, uh, but not thoroughly prioritized, because the landing page is really important to make user to get grasp of this our web application is handled or not. If there's like like lot of like slow issue, even our landing page user will believe. So we just have to we just have to put the CDN importing link as a async. I think it was the async. Wait, I forgot the async defer JavaScript. I think the async is the after the HTML rendering. Correct. Hmm. Wait, hold on. Okay, this is kind of a bit. Oh yeah, if there's like the normal script tag doing the HTML parsing, but inside that, if HTML encounters this SRC script tag, it reads script tag and you download it and skip it. But async is is doing the download on the background level, and after that, when you fetch it, it goes execution. Yeah. So our strategy is not async. We have to use the defer of it. Our best option is the defer, because our the parsing and the rendering has to be done before importing CDN, because CDN might be slow. So we're gonna put the CDN as a defer to make sure it goes to the like end of the main thread of the main thread. Yes. And also we're not gonna use the SSR strategy. We're just gonna route the SSG with the make sure it's gonna be cached on the browser, So after making HTML, CSS, JavaScript into really fast load, because the SSG is very SSG is kind of hardly faster than the CSR if there's no business logic or big JavaScript of it. And after we get the compact and important resources, we're gonna use differ to get the script tag of our CDN WASM library. And after getting in, we're just gonna put the cache control, whatever, and next service worker. And that's the process of it. I don't know if that's kind of good idea or not, but because this is my first time, but I don't know what happened. So this is it. Have a nice day. See you next time. Bye bye.